everybody, Roxabox90 here with another top 10 EDH Commander card countdown, and this time we're going to tackle the best Dimir cards in EDH Commander. So as usual, we're going to focus on the top 10 cards that fit the criteria that one, they're really good in a Dimir deck, but also that they fit into as many multicolor decks that run Dimir colors as possible. In other words, they're the most well-rounded card for these colors. We'll start at number 10 with Spinal Embrace, which is 6 mana, hefty cost, but it is an instant. You can only play it during combat, and what it lets you do is you untap a target creature you don't control, you take control of it, it has haste, which doesn't really mean anything because you take it during combat, but I guess that means you can attack with it. I haven't really thought about it like that. Usually I'm thinking about you steal it, block something of theirs they're attacking with, end of turn, or I guess you can attack with it. At end of turn, sacrifice it, which is the important key here, is that it forces sacrifice, which means if you steal a huge creature or something really powerful of theirs, not only do you get it for the turn, for that attack phase, that combat phase, but then they lose it, and you gain life equal to its toughness, which is even better. So yes, it is expensive, but it is a really, really nice card. Then we have Duels Vault, which was just reprinted actually with new art in the Commander 2013 set. And this card, a lot of people like it. I think it's fine. It's a blue and a black, instant speed. You look at the top 5 cards of your library, and you can repeat this process as many times as you like, for as many times as you pay 1 life. And you shuffle up your library and put the last card you looked at on top in any order, which basically means it lets you sort through your deck, find the 5 cards you want most in order, put them in any order on top of the deck, which is reasonable for that cost. Instant speed is nice to do during your opponent's turn. It's a fine card. I wouldn't say it's utterly unreal, but it is a staple and sees a good amount of play. I think it's pretty solid. Number 8, we have Whispering Madness. And really, this is because Whispering Madness is a windfall effect. For 4 mana, yes, not 3 like Windfall, but it does a very similar thing. Forces every player to discard their hands, so if you're behind on cards, you get full card advantage in that sense. But even so, you draw cards equal to the greatest number of cards a player discarded, which means the whole table usually will have pretty decent hand refill. So it makes you buddies with everyone else, resets your hand if you don't like your hand. Good way to get through cards. It just is overall a very powerful spell. The fact that it ciphers as well is really cool. Number 7, we have Munna, Queen of the Fae. She is the Milk Queen. 6 mana, yes, but holy cow is she powerful. 5/5 flying, solid body for a blue-black legendary. X and a hybrid, black or blue. Choose a color, target opponent exiles the top X cards, and for each chosen card, you get a 1/1 flyer. Realize that's important because it suddenly gives you massive board presence. You tap 4, 5, 6 mana into this, you get a ton of tokens, they're all flying, and it exiles the cards. So though she is a mill general, you can feed infinite colorless mana into her to completely exile someone's library, and there's tons of combos that work that way. She also is just versatile to give you general board presence. And the fact that it doesn't hit everybody means that it allows you to be more political as a general. Number 6, we have Mind Grind. Grind, I think, is the king EDH card in terms of milling, because if this resolves, once you've fed an infinite X colorless into this, or even not infinite, even 15 mana into this, this likely wins you the game because it hits every opponent, which is why I think it's more powerful than Unna, even though it's a one-time use. Every opponent has to do this, and it's a mind funeral that you control in terms of how much it goes for. Not often you see a spell that powerful in mill, and blue-black mill is a thing. I think it's great. Number 6. Number 5, we have Lazav, Dimir Mastermind. Muha. He was all dark and shadowy and not really much going on in the Ravnica. But he's pretty cool here. He's 2 black and 2, which makes him a little awkward. He is a Dimir card, for sure. He's not going to see quite as much splashability, probably. But I love his effects, which is why I have him pretty high on the list. He's hexproof, which means he's hard to kill. 3/3 for 4 is very reasonable. Whenever a creature card is put in a graveyard from anywhere, an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, you can have Lazav become a copy of that. And he's still hexproof. So whatever the creature is, he's a copy with hexproof, which is really, really great. It makes people tread cautiously, and he suddenly becomes a very nerve-wracking card. He's a flexible creature with hexproof that can change over the course of the game. I think he's a great mana cost. I think he's awesome. Number 4, we have Having Goal Lich, which is a fantastic card. I've always loved this card in terms of flavor, in terms of use. It's really cool, well priced, well costed. 3 with only 1 of each color required, which means he's splashable, flexible. 5 for a 4/4 zombie, which means he can fit into tribal zombie, he can fit into tribal wizard, he can fit into a combination tribal both. I've never seen that, but that'd be funny. 1 colorless, you can cast a creature card. Cast is an important word. Cast a creature card from a graveyard, anyone's graveyard, this turn. And when you cast that card, he gains all the activated abilities. The gaining the activated abilities, not so important. Mostly the fact that he's a Genesis-like creature in play makes him kind of awesome. Maybe not quite as powerful as Genesis, but for black-blue, he is the Genesis card. Really great card, really awesome. I really love using him. Not as many people use him as I would have expected. I think he's really great. Number 3, we have Dimir Doppelganger. This is an annoying card, and I run it. It's very flexible, very cheap, an 0/2 for 3 that allows you at any time for 3 mana to remove target creature in any graveyard from the game, and this becomes a copy of it. Suddenly, all those reanimator decks are like, oh no, I don't want to reanimate. All the decks that want to discard or use flicker effects, bounce, mess around with your graveyard, this card deters them all, and it gives you a flexible board presence. It's a really, really great card. Really, for 3 mana, just to sit and play and become a huge threat, drop utility early, threaten the whole board, the whole game. I love it. Number 2, we have Notion Thief. Yep, we have a standard card in the top 3. Notion Thief is pretty ridiculous. The fact that you can flash at any time is the main deal, but the real reason why is because in EDH, card drawing is really important beyond the first card you're drawing. Most decks are trying to draw more cards because card advantage often gives you the game. Notion Thief suddenly makes it that the players lose their draw and you get to draw a card instead, which means suddenly everyone else's card draw is funneled into you, making Notion Thief literally a board warping card. Someone gets off a really powerful draw effect, you drop Notion Thief with flash, and suddenly you get all the benefit. Consecrated Sphinx suddenly becomes one-sided, and in EDH that means a lot. Consecrated Sphinx is a big card here. He's just really flexible, really powerful, and I'm surprised the foil is not more than it is. I would consider getting a couple of these because they could very well see a price spike in the long-term future. Number 1, drum roll. Memory Plunder. And this is just so cool. I love the flavor on this card. 4 flexible hybrid mana. Instant speed, you can play an instant or sorcery in an opponent's graveyard without paying its mana cost. You know all those big spells? This card lets you steal them for 4. No matter what the spell is, it's in the graveyard. 4 mana, you can play it. And it's very flexible. It's 4 hybrid, which means someone has a lot of blue, a lot of black, a mix of both, lets you play it. I really love this card. It's so cool. Instant speed, looks great, plays great, flexible in lots of decks. It's my favorite Dimir card, and I put it at number 1. So let me know what you guys think of my top 10 Dimir list. Please like the video down below. We get to 100 likes. Hopefully, I'll be putting up the next guild. So make sure to tap that like button and then go down to the comments and let me know what guild you want to see next. I'll be putting together that list. And as always, Roxabox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.